I talk about monster books a lot on my channel. It's because I love monsters, and I've said it before. Monster books are some of my favorite things to add to my collection. I just can't get enough. You can never have too much variety. You can never have too many monsters in your arsenal. But there's a few books that haven't really covered in much depth. I've touched on them lightly before, but until now, I have not given them their own dedicated video, and they really do deserve it. And I thought that now was a better time than ever to do so. So today, we're going to take a look at the monster books from Kobold Press, Tome of Beasts, Creature Codex, and Tome of Beasts 2. Let's get into it. Hello everybody, I'm Joe, and this is the DM Toolbox, your go-to place to get all the tools you need to enhance your D&D games. Now, before we get started today, as always, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Make sure you're giving me thumbs up on these videos because it helps out a ton. And make sure you're following me over on Twitter so you get notified of when my new videos go up and maybe giveaways and contests that I'm having. Now, speaking of giveaways, I do have an upcoming giveaway. When DM Toolbox hits 1,000 subscribers, I have some gifts from our friends at Nord Games that I'm going to be giving to one of you. So make sure you're following, make sure you're subscribed, stay tuned, more to come on those. All right, let's talk about these monster books. The books from Kobold Press are perhaps some of the most popular monster books and third-party books in general that are out in the D&D community right now. As far as third-party goes, when anybody asks on like a Facebook post or anything like that, what's your favorite third-party D&D book or what's the best monster book out there? Here's what always comes up. Tome of Beasts. Now, there are others. There's the Creature Codex. There's the Tome of Beasts 2 I have also sitting right here. But Tome of Beasts probably being the first of the 5th edition monster books from Kobold Press is the most popular. So I just want to show you guys real briefly one or two monsters from each of these books and talk about why I really love these books. So just to give you an example here of one monster that I really like from the Tome of Beasts, it is the Void Dragon, right? I love dragons in general, but Kobold Press does this whole thing in their Midgard setting with void magic, and the Void Dragon is such a great little touch on that. I plan on using one of these in my game pretty soon, but void magic in general, it's just one of those Midgard flavors, one of those Midgard touches that they do, and I really like it, you know? And this book is just filled with tons of other good stuff. None of this is centric to Midgard. You do not have to play in Midgard, in Kobold Press's setting, to use this. Occasionally, they'll have a little blurb here that if you are playing in Midgard, here's some information about that creature in Midgard, or maybe a variant version of that creature in Midgard. So super, super useful and just a ton of fun. Now, one of the other big things to note, and probably what most people will tell you their favorite part of these books is that Kobold Press does a much better job with CRs than Wizards of the Coast does. A big complaint about monsters in the Monster Manual, for instance, is that CR breaks down as you get higher. A CR5 creature is just too easy for what they suggest a CR5 should be. Kobold Press seems to have balanced that out much better. The creatures, a CR5 in this book is going to be a lot harder than a CR5 in your monster manual. So keep that in mind when you're making encounters using these. These monsters are scaled much more appropriately to what they should be. So, you know, if you're used to running monster manual encounters, you might want to take a step back and maybe follow normal CR guidelines with the creatures you find in these Kobold Press books. So this is the Creature Codex book, though. So I think out of the three, this is my personal favorite book. And I think a lot of people will tell you that it's their personal favorites as well. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, there's just stuff in here I love. So here, let's look at another dragon here, the Clockwork Dragon. One of Kobold Press's big things, and in the Midgard setting again, is clockwork stuff, right? So if you're maybe even playing like an Eberron or any other world that you want some of that mechanical clockwork, steampunky stuff, these books have some good stuff in there for you. But this is just a cool looking dragon. I love the artwork. And by the way, I don't think there's a single monster in these books that doesn't have art. I think every single creature in here has art. Check out this Doom Golem. Look at that art on that. So cool. What else do we have in here? Oh, one of my... Let's see here. I love this one. This is an ooze that is called Giant Shark Bowl. So it's a giant ooze. It's essentially a fish bowl with a shark swimming around in it. Super cool, and you can see the guy standing there for scale. Just super neat ideas. And you know what's really cool about Kobold Press is that they reach out to the community. People like you or me could contribute in these books. That whenever they release them, they generally have like user submitted monsters. You submit your monster, it goes through review, and sometimes they select them. So there is some great stuff in this book that came right out of the community. A lot of popular people that you know from the D&D community, maybe other YouTubers and bloggers and designers all contribute to these books. So really, really cool. But this one, the Creature Codex, definitely my favorite. The last one, Tome of Beasts 2, is the newest. Another amazing book, and I'll show you my absolute favorite monster in this whole book, and I may have shown this before. I know I did a TikTok on it, is the Carnivorous Ship. Essentially, a giant mimic ship, right? It's a ship that, looks like a normal ship, but when it gets close, it eats you. So super, super neat. And I mean, again, a ton of just unique, cool, fun, challenging monsters. They really do touch on every creature type, every terrain type, every CR level. In the back of each of these books, right, we have an appendix by creature type. And then we have another appendix by challenge rating. And then we have another appendix by terrain. So are they, you're going to find them in grasslands or mountains or what? So no matter what, you have a good reference here of where these creatures can be found. Now, there's also, that was recently Kickstarted. Kickstarter's closed on it, but pre-orders I'm sure will open soon for Tome of Beasts 3 that will be coming out. So that is another great book that if you did not back into Kickstarter, when pre-orders go up, you should definitely grab it. It is going to be awesome. Now, each of these books has around 400 plus monsters in it. So just the 3 books I showed you today, 1,200 monsters with Tome of Beasts 3, 1,600 monsters in these books. That is a ton. That is so many monsters, and they're all really good. Like, I can't really think of a bad monster in here. Something I'm like, oh, that one sucks. I just haven't found it. They are all super unique and super awesome, super flavorful. Tons of good lore information. There's a good write-up on pretty much every single thing in here. So definitely worth checking out. There's also pawns. If you use like paper pawns, they do have pawns for some of these. They do have card decks for some of these if you like monster cards. And they also have the Layers books, which I unfortunately don't have yet. I do plan to get them at some point. But it's essentially these small, like one-shot kind of adventure books. Basically just a single dungeon, 3-4 room dungeon for specific monsters out of these books. So each one of these books has a corresponding Layers book. I do have a VTT version of one of them. So really cool. Definitely worth checking out. As far as VTT goes, these are available on Roll20, I believe. All 3 of them are. Tome of Beasts is on Foundry now, and I believe the others are going to be coming out on Foundry at some point. I mean, if they've done one, they're probably intent on doing the others at some point. So if you are a VTT user, stay tuned. I'm sure those will happen. As well as I think they actually had, I can't remember for sure, but I think during the Kickstarter for Tome of Beasts 3, I think it did say that there was going to be a VTT version. So it sounds like they're moving in that direction, or Foundry VTT version, I should say. So, keep an eye on it. Now, why did I decide to do these books today? They've been around for a while. People know about them. But I haven't done it, and I'm a big Kobold Press guy, so I figured I should. But more importantly, Kobold Press just released a bundle pack of all 3 of these books in a PDF bundle for only $60. So that's, I believe, a $20 savings if you were to buy them individually. I think Creature Codex goes for $30 for the PDF and the other 2, $25 each. They do have hardcovers of these, though. If you're a hardcover person, they're around like $50 to $60 range, or you can get a bundle of the hardcover and PDFs together But if you're looking for just a cheaper option, you want all three, this current bundle deal they have on their website for $60 for all three PDFs, fantastic deal. Scoop that up. So what I'm going to do, I have a referral link in my description of this video that will bring you to Kobold Press's store. And you should be able to find them very easily from there. But please try to use my referral link if you can. It helps me out. It helps the channel out. It's how I can get more books to review for you guys. So using my referral link is a big, big bonus for me. So thank you for doing that. I think that is going to wrap it up for today. Like I said, I can't recommend Kobold Press enough, and their monster books are probably their most popular products. So if you're looking to expand your monster arsenal, these are must-have books. I mean, every DM should have them. I introduced him to a guy that I play D&D with who DMs for me. He fell in love with them. I don't even think he really looks in the Monster Manual much these days. He runs almost everything out of these books and absolutely loves them. So click the link below in the description. Head over to Kobold Press's store. Pick up a copy now because it is a smoking deal. All right, guys, that's it for now. And until next time, roll those dice.